Say hi, Danielle.
W.C. Fields is credited with the line,
"Do you want to read a book?
"Never work with children or animals."
It will make a delicious lunch for me."
But Danielle Smith and her Wildrose party are no strangers to challenging conventional wisdom, like taking on the 41-year progressive conservative dynasty.
Because he was growling so much. So I have a lot of confidence going into the election that we're going to be able to pull off a number of upsets. I don't think there's a single safe Tory seat in the province.
Recent polls suggest Wildrose is poised to present the ruling Conservatives with its biggest electoral challenge in decades. Pretty bold for a party with an unelected 40-year-old leader who last held public office as a school trustee back in 1999.
I think I was a little more strident. I think I was probably not as open-minded about some of the other legitimate issues that the other trustees raised.
Smith was part of the Calgary Public School Board that was dissolved in August 1999 after the learning minister declared it, quote, completely dysfunctional. While she admits she didn't handle that situation well, Smith says the firing did shake up the CBE.
And I'm fine with the outcome there, because I think what happened is that it really was a shake-up for the Calgary Board of Education. And what I observed subsequently is that they did become more responsive to parents. The administration did seem to understand that that their role was different than the elected trustees.
In recent months, Smith has crisscrossed the province, unveiling the party's 5 commitments to Albertans and preparing local ridings for an election.
We're not in this to be second place. We're in this to form government. That was always my commitment to our members, that when I got elected as leader, that we would create a big tent, mainstream conservative party capable of forming government. I thought when I began, it may take 2 election cycles to do it. Now I'm confident that we have a very good chance of being able to replace this government in this next upcoming election, and I'm seeing it as I travel around the province. You marked not home.
While she was born and spent most of her life in Calgary, Smith now lives in the Highwood riding where she's running. The second of 5 children, her parents now serve on her constituency association.
So mom and dad sit on my board. They work on the campaign. They've seen more speeches probably than virtually anyone else. I ended up buying a membership in between jobs when they had the race in 2006, because I had left the media and it was before I joined CFIB. So I did get involved and buy a membership in the PCs then, and I had anticipated that I would run for them at some point. I'd met with
at one point, Smith considered running for the Progressive Conservatives in Calgary North Hill, but says the 2008 provincial budget convinced her that party had lost its way.
We believe Albertans are taxed enough. The answer is not more taxes. The answer is tax sharing.
Budget management is a key plank in the Wildrose platform.
Yes, we're going to have surpluses every year.
In February, the platform plank morphed into a photo op pledge.
The Wildrose position is clear. No tax hikes. Period.
Smith says she's been fiscally and politically conservative all her life, except for maybe a short stint in grade 8 when she flirted with, of all things, communism.
My dad's a voracious reader, and I think he realized that we had to start talking more about politics when I was in grade 8, and I had a social studies prof who was particularly enthusiastic about communism. So I came home talking about communism one day, and Dad, who has Ukrainian heritage, didn't think much of how Stalin treated the Ukrainians, so he went and gave heck to the social studies teacher, and then realized we needed to start talking more about politics around the dinner table.
Smith has degrees in English and economics, attending the U of C as it was getting a reputation for the Calgary School collection of right-of-center academics. Her career has included the conservative Fraser Institute think tank, an 11-month stint as a school trustee. She wrote for the Calgary Herald's editorial board and hosted a national TV talk show called Global Sunday.
Those days are over.
She also lobbied on behalf of the Alberta Property Rights Initiative and the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, before winning the then Wildrose Alliance leadership in 2009.
I'm not voting for her.
All right, take care.
In the 2008 election, the Wildrose Alliance lost the only seat it held. but under Smith's leadership has grown to 4 seats through PC defections and a by-election victory. Smith predicts this election will be about ideas.
I paint it as principled. I think there's a difference between being principled, which our party is. We start from a base of principles and values. We talk about free enterprise. We talk about limited government. We talk about personal responsibility. We talk about democracy, versus what Ms. Redford is putting forward, which is pragmatic. And I think we're getting to get a pretty good idea of what a pragmatic politician is.
Flip-flops are for the beach. Why can't Alison Redford keep her promises?
At a recent speech, Smith warned party faithful that Wildrose will be painted by their political opponents as extremists, adding, "It's not true."
Other provinces manage to change governments from time to time, and the world doesn't come to an end. Albertans, I think, are beginning to realize that we can change government here too, and things will be different, but they're going to be better.
Smith says the book on Wildrose is they don't want to do away with public health care, they want to save it. The same for education, social services, and those in need. Smith says she wants to support it all and afford it all.
The end. Thanks, guys.
With files from James Wood, Rick Donkers, CalgaryHerald.com.